Gary watched the news on March 4th and felt his stomach drop. Iran, war, oil prices surging, the S&P 500 falling. His phone buzzed. He looked down. Dividend deposited, $312.47. He blinked. Then he checked his account balance. SCHD was up over 12%. His neighbor's tech-heavy Roth was down 9%. He texted his son 3 words: "Maybe we're okay." If you're a retiree living on dividend income, that is the story of 2026. The world is panicking. Your dividends are still paying. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which dividend ETFs are winning during the oil crisis and why they are built to hold up when other investments fall apart. You will also know the 3 retirement-specific traps hiding inside this seemingly good year. None of them get discussed on YouTube. All 3 matter specifically if you are over 50 and living on retirement income. Quick note before we dive in: I am not a financial advisor or a government employee. Everything here is for educational purposes only. For your specific situation, always work with a qualified professional. And here's the part most people miss completely. This rally has a hidden trap buried inside it, a tax trap that will not show up until 2 years from now. And for retirees close to key income thresholds, it could cost far more than the gas pump ever will. What is actually happening and why it matters to retirees? Let me give you the simplest version of what is happening right now. The Strait of Hormuz is a waterway. It's 21 miles wide at its narrowest, and every single day it carries approximately 20% of the world's seaborne oil supply and 20% of global liquefied natural gas. In late February 2026, a joint U.S.-Israel military operation struck Iran. Iran responded by blocking the strait. The International Energy Agency called it the largest supply disruption in the history of the global oil market. Brent crude started the year at about $61 per barrel. By mid-March, it had crossed $126. Physical spot prices briefly touched $141 on April 2nd, the highest since 2008. At the gas pump, you felt it immediately. The national average crossed $4 per gallon for the first time since August 2022. Diesel hit $5.62. Now here's the retiree angle that most financial channels are completely missing. This crisis has 2 faces. One face is visible, the gas pump. The other face is invisible, what is happening inside your portfolio right now. And for dividend investors who built their income the right way, the invisible story is surprisingly good. So now you know what is driving this. The next question is, which dividend ETFs are actually winning? And more importantly, exactly why? Which dividend ETFs are winning and exactly why? Here's a fact that surprised a lot of people this year. SCHD, one of the most popular dividend ETFs on the planet, is up over 12% year to date. DVY is up nearly 13%. HDV is up almost 12%. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 is down about 5%. That's a 16 to 18 percentage points gap. What explains that gap? One thing: energy exposure. Every dividend ETF holds a different percentage of energy stocks inside it, and in 2026, every percentage point of energy exposure translated directly into better performance. HDV holds roughly 26% in energy names like ExxonMobil and Chevron. It's up 12%. SCHD entered this year with about 21% in energy. It's up 12.5%. VIG holds less than 3% in energy. It's roughly flat. JEPQ holds almost 0 energy. It's down 3 to 5%. The connection is direct. The more energy exposure your dividend ETF carries, the better it is doing right now. Here's the myth: high oil prices are always bad for the stock market. Here's the truth: high oil prices are bad for the average stock, but for dividend ETFs with meaningful energy exposure, high oil is a direct tailwind. The companies inside SCHD and HDV are not buying fuel at these prices, they're selling it. And in a $110 per barrel world, their cash flows are surging, and so are their dividends. Think about Robert and Patricia from Tennessee. Robert is 68, Patricia is 66. They retired 2 years ago. They hold SCHD and HDV in their taxable brokerage. March was scary. The news headlines were alarming every single morning, but their March dividend deposit came through right on schedule. Then they checked their account. Their dividend portfolio was up when almost everything else was down. Robert called his son that evening. He said it was the first time he'd felt genuinely confident about their retirement plan. Now, let me show you the specific numbers across 8 major dividend ETFs. Let me walk through each one. DEY, iShares Select Dividend, carries 10 to 15% in energy and is up 12.71% year-to-date. It yields 3.37%. SCHD, Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity, now carries 12 to 16% in energy after its March reconstitution and is up 12.35%. Yield is 3.3 to 3.45%. Expense ratio is just 0.06%, the lowest in this group. HDV, iShares Core High Dividend, is the most energy-concentrated fund at roughly 26%. It is up 11.6%. ExxonMobil and Chevron alone make up about 18% of the fund. VYM, Vanguard High Dividend Yield, carries 8 to 12% in energy across a portfolio of over 500 stocks. It is up 2 to 4% year-to-date. DGRO, iShares Core Dividend Growth, sits at about 6% in energy. It is up 1.76%. JEPI, JP Morgan Equity Premium Income, holds 5 to 8% in energy. Its covered call overlay has cushioned some downside, and it is up about 0.5%. It pays monthly distributions, yielding 7.6 to 8.6%. But here's something important for retirees. Most of that income is taxed as ordinary income, not as a qualified dividend. We'll come back to that in the next chapter. VIG, Vanguard Dividend Appreciation, holds less than 3% in energy and is roughly flat to slightly negative year-to-date. And JEPQ, JP Morgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income, holds almost no energy at all because of its Nasdaq 100 focus. It is down 3 to 5%. It yields over 10%, but the income tax character and the crisis performance make it the most challenged ETF in this group right now. So now you understand what's winning and why. But here's where it gets important and a little dangerous, because this good year comes with a hidden trap, and most retirees won't see it until the bill arrives. The hidden tax trap inside a good year. 3 traps are buried inside a strong dividend year. None of them get talked about on YouTube. All 3 matter specifically if you're over 50 and living on retirement income. Trap number 1 is IRMAA. IRMAA stands for Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. It's the extra surcharge Medicare charges you if your income crosses certain thresholds. And the surcharge is not gradual. It's a cliff. $1 over the line triggers the full penalty for the entire year. Here's how those thresholds break down in 2026. For a single filer with modified adjusted gross income up to $109,000, you pay the standard Medicare Part B premium of $202.90 per month, no surcharge. This is the safe zone. Cross $109,000 by even $1, and your premium jumps to $284.10 per month. That's an extra $1,148 per year per person. Cross $137,000, and the premium rises to $365.30 monthly, $2,398 per person per year. The tiers continue climbing from there, all the way to $689.90 per month at the top tier, a surcharge of nearly $7,000 per person annually. For married couples, each threshold is doubled. $218,000 triggers Tier 1, $274,000 triggers Tier 2. Here's the dangerous part for dividend ETF investors in 2026. If you sell an energy ETF position that has gained significantly this year, or if your ETF makes a capital gains distribution that you didn't choose, that gain gets added to your modified adjusted gross income, and IRMAA uses a 2-year look-back. That means a strong 2026 shows up as a higher Medicare premium bill in 2028. Most retirees don't find out until the letter arrives.
Trap number 2 is the cola cascade. Here's the chain reaction that nobody is explaining right now. High oil prices push up the consumer price index. The Social Security COLA is calculated from the CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners. If oil stays elevated through summer 2027, the 2027 COLA could jump from the current 2.8% toward 3.5% to 4%. That sounds like welcome news. But a bigger COLA means a bigger Social Security check. A bigger check means more of it becomes taxable income. More taxable income means your modified adjusted gross income rises. Rising magi brings those IRMAA thresholds closer. The oil rally quietly hands you a larger Social Security benefit with one hand, while silently pushing you toward a Medicare cliff with the other. Same crisis, two opposite effects, one visible, one not. Trap number 3 is the wrong account problem. JEPI distributes income primarily from selling covered calls on the S&P 500. That income is taxed as ordinary income, up to 37% federally. But SCHD's distributions are 98% qualified dividends. A married couple with taxable income under $98,900 pays 0 federal tax on qualified dividends. 0. Now here's the catch. The same income sitting inside a traditional IRA loses that qualified dividend status the moment you withdraw it. It becomes ordinary income, regardless of where it originally came from. Most retirees never optimize for this. In a year like 2026, that oversight has a real dollar cost. Before I get to the action steps, drop a comment right now. Tell me, does your Dividend ETF sit in a taxable account, an IRA, or a Roth? I read every single comment, and your answer actually determines which of these 3 traps matters most for your situation. So now you know the traps. The question is, what do you actually do about it? Not in theory, but as a real retiree and living through this crisis right now. Here's the specific playbook.
What smart retirees are actually doing right now. 5 specific actions for a prepared retiree right now. Action 1. Know your energy weight today. Pull up your ETF's current top holdings. HDV carries roughly 26% in energy. SCHD now sits near 12 to 16% after its March reconstitution. VYM is around 10%. The higher the energy weight, the larger the 2026 gain, and the more important it becomes to understand the tax implications before year-end. Action 2. Run your IRMAA number before December 31st. Compare your estimated 2026 modified adjusted gross income to the thresholds we just reviewed. Single filer, $109,000. Married, $218,000. If you are within $20,000 of either number, this is the year to speak with a qualified tax professional before December 31st, not after. Action 3. Review your account placement. Qualified dividend ETFs like SCHD, VYM, and HDV belong in a taxable brokerage account when your income falls below the 0% capital gains threshold, $109,900 for a married couple in 2026. JEPI and JEPQ belong inside tax-advantaged accounts where the ordinary income treatment is already neutralized. And any energy ETF positions held inside a Roth IRA where withdrawals do not count towards your MAGI at all cannot trigger IRMAA. That is a powerful structural protection worth building deliberately. Action 4. Do not panic sell, but consider adding on the dip. SCHD's top holdings currently trade at a forward price-to-earnings ratio of about 15 times, compared to the S&P 500's 22.5 times. That's a significant valuation discount. History across every major oil shock since 1973 shows that dividend investors who held quality ETFs and kept collecting income dramatically outperformed investors who sold and waited in cash.
Action 5. Watch the 2027 COLA projection when September data arrives. The Senior Citizens League tracks this in real time using quarterly CPIW data. When Q3 numbers are published in mid-October, you will get a clear read on where the 2027 COLA is heading. If oil stayed elevated through summer, the projection will be meaningfully higher than today's estimates. A higher COLA is genuinely good news, but it also warrants a fresh IRMAA calculation to make sure a larger benefit does not accidentally push you over a threshold. When oil spikes, your dividend check keeps coming. The trap is not at the pump, it is in the paperwork 2 years later. Here is what history tells us about what happens next. Every major oil supply shock since 1973 has eventually resolved. The 1990 Gulf War, the closest comparable geopolitical disruption, produced a full stock market recovery within 4 months. During every one of those recoveries, dividend investors who held quality ETFs and kept collecting income dramatically outperformed investors who sold and waited in cash.
The dividend did not stop. The income did not stop. The compounding did not stop. If you have a friend or family member who's retired and worried about what this oil crisis means for their savings, send them this video right now. It could save them a real mistake. Drop a comment with one word. Are you buying, holding, or waiting during this crisis? I read every single comment. If you're building retirement income and want to stay ahead of changes like this, the tax traps, the ETF shifts, the things nobody explains for people over 50, subscribe to this channel. That's exactly what this channel is for. Coming up next, the one covered call ETF that looks attractive right now, but hides a tax trap most retirees don't see until it's too late. You won't want to miss it.